Welcome back into another episode of the Huskers Radio Network podcast. I'm Jessica Coody and very excited for today's guest. It's been a minute since he's been in studio, but he has been a frequent guest. Lovett, the #1 wrestler at 149 pounds. The last time you were here, we were talking about you finishing national runner-up, but we're glad to have you back and glad to see you back out on the mat this year.
Heck yeah, it's good to be back.
Well, how good has it felt this season after sitting out last year, after deciding to redshirt and being back with the team? How much fun has it been?
It's awesome. It's uncomparable to anything else. Just taking that time off and getting to come back, like that year off, like I was hungry again. I was itching to get back on the mat. Didn't get to compete a whole lot last year, so it's been exciting.
Well, fresh off a victory at the Cliff Keen Invitational, which you're a big fan of. Tell us about that, your run through it, and how exciting that was to be able to finish again on top out there in Vegas.
Yeah, it was a good time. I love Vegas. I've been competing in Vegas in the exact same room we were in this year since I was in middle school, elementary school-ish. There was always a big youth tournament down there, so it's always good to get back there.
You were telling me that it's one of your favorite events that you've ever wrestled at, and that if you tell people that if you're going to go to something, go to that one. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Take us through that.
You can get right down on the mat. Like at nationals and stuff and Big Tens, you're way up in the stands, wherever you're sitting at and having to look down. But in Vegas, like you're right on the mat. Like I was just telling you a little while ago, my best friend, him and his dad came out and his dad filmed my finals match on the stage. He had his elbows on the stage filming. So it's an awesome tournament. You get to be right on the mat. You get to hang out with everybody, and there's some hammers there. Lots of good wrestling.
How good is that, too? I mean, the team, you guys finished second, but it's good competition, right? Mm-hmm. And how good of a taste is it to get a feel for wrestling against some of those guys out there as a whole team? It seems like, again, at nationals, a lot of times they'll say, oh, these guys matched up in the Cliff Keen Invitational because you're not in the same conference, mm-hmm. But a lot of times you're seeing some of the top talent, right, that you're wrestling out there in Vegas?
Yeah. Before Vegas, I saw on Twitter, it was like 70% of all the ranked wrestlers were registered for Vegas. Not all of them ended up wrestling. There was a few of the top-ranked guys who didn't go, but for the most part, it was 6 or 7 of the top 10 guys in every weight were there. So it's a good one.
How good is that challenge for an overall team to have that experience before you go into Big Tens?
It's awesome because we're about to get into that Big Ten dual schedule, which is really where it really starts getting tough. So getting to meet up with some of the tougher, high-caliber kids in your weight before that and just get a little preview, that's always good.
So it wasn't just you. Peyton Robb also finishes with the title out there in Vegas. What's been your perspective of him and what he's gone through and where he's already back winning titles at the Cliff Keen?
He's freaking tough, right? So we were talking about it like a little while after his surgery once he was coming back. We were like, he looks better than he ever has. Like, it was like nothing ever even happened.
Wow.
It was crazy. He's superhuman.
I was going to say, what is it about him that has enabled him? Because I talked to him over the summer, and I was like, is he going to be able to wrestle this season? And here he is. He's back at the top of, I think he's 3rd in his weight class. But just what is it about him that allowed him to be able to make that comeback so quick?
I don't know. Just determination. Him and Weta got after it quick. And as soon as he was out of the hospital, he was back in the room doing rehab, doing push-ups. I remember those first few days looking over, watching him. He was struggling with the push-ups, and then a week later, he's banging out 50 of them, and then he's doing more body weight stuff, and then he started doing actual weight stuff, and then, I don't know, he's something special. He's different.
It's going to be cool for him to follow you up a lot of times.
Yeah. That was something that I heard him talking about in his interview after the tournament was having me back in the lineup. Now we have that 1, 2, 3, Brock, me, P-Rob. It's going to be fun.
It's awesome. Well, we haven't had a chance to talk to you, so take me through your decision to redshirt last year. What were those conversations like? Why you felt like it was the right decision for you?
I felt like I kind of got exposed a little bit in the national finals. Like, I knew that I needed to work on my feet more. And then once I wrestled Yanni, like, right, he's the best. He's beaten world champs. He's been in the world finals. Like, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I just wasn't at that level yet. So taking the red shirt, I was talking with Snyder about it, and we were like, hey, like, is this something we want to do? We were kind of talking it over, and then we decided, like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to commit this year to development. We're going to go in. We're going to get better on our feet. We're going to get better on top, better on bottom, just better all around. But main focus, neutral, getting to legs, getting takedowns, and that's kind of how we went with that.
Was it hard at times, like
Yeah.
not having the competition aspect of it and just that grind of getting better and improving every single day?
Yeah, there was definitely some FOMO. Like at Vegas last year, like I was seeing pictures after the tournament of me like standing on the stage, jumping up and down. And it's like I was a part of it, but like I wasn't like competing with my boys. So it's like I was still missing out on that part of it. Like, yeah, I was there, I was grinding with them in practice, doing all that, but I wasn't like really competing with them. So there was definitely some FOMO going on, but I think it was good. It was a good decision.
How did you feel going into this season coming off that red shirt? Did you feel different? Did you feel just more improved? What was kind of your overall feeling going into this season coming off the red shirt season?
I was hungry. I was ready to get back. I was ready to start competing again. Because, like, through, like, the whole COVID thing, it was, like, it kind of, like, really drug it all out. And at times, wrestling was tough. Because it was, like, we couldn't go do anything. Everything was shut down. So it was, like, all we did was wrestle, it felt like. And then taking that year off gave me time to, like, miss it and really want to compete again. So I think that was really good, too.
That's awesome. When you see some of the things that you're improving on, is that something where whoever you're battling up against in practice or sparring with, that you say, hey, this is what I need to work on? Or how do you go about like kind of really focusing on some of those things?
Working with the coaches a lot, like with Tervel, Manning, Snyder. Like just yesterday, Tervel sent me like 6 or 7 clips on just YouTube clips that he screen recorded and just like, hey, we want you to work on this week. We want you to do like work on this. And like tomorrow we have individuals. So Tervel sent me a bunch of clips and he's like, this is what we're going to go over this week. So like tomorrow morning we go into practice. It's like, this is what we're going to be doing. Just working on these different areas.
You know, and when you said too, when you were not competing in duels and in playoff or at nationals and whatnot, but you're going up against these guys in practice, how much did you put that on yourself? Hey, I got to prepare these guys for what they're doing night in and night out.
Yeah, that was definitely part of it too. Just helping these guys to get where they needed to be and just always being available for them. Like if anybody needed anything, any of the tournaments we were at, I was like, hey, like whatever you need, like you can use me. If you need to warm up before your match, use me. I'm here for you. And that also made me feel good, just being an extra tool to help these guys prepare, get ready, anything they needed. I was like, hey, I got you. Like, just let me know.
That's awesome. So your first time stepping out onto the mat after that long wait, how did that feel?
It was awesome. It was awesome feeling to be back. It was the NDSU duel. It kind of sucked that it was on the road. I would have rather been at home for the first one back, but it was good. Went out there, wrestled a ranked guy, beat him up a little bit, scored a bunch of points. It was fun.
And then you get home, and you seem fired up the first time you went out there. So how did that feel to run out in front of Husker Nation for the first time?
It was awesome. I freaking missed it. It was a good time. There was a bunch of people there. It was loud. Again, put up a bunch of points. The first half of the duel was a little slow. Then once we started rolling, we just kept it going. I think we had like we had 3 techs in a row. Then Trelly scored one by like 14, and then Tebow finished it off with a tech. It was awesome.
How much do you like this group that's been assembled this year for this Husker wrestling team? Seems like Coach Manning's pretty excited about you guys.
I freaking love them. Our team right now, it might be one of the toughest teams that we've had since I've been here.
Wow. And
we've been tough every single year, but this group's something special.
How do you guys go about as a team? I know you have individual goals, and it's such a, it can be an individual sport, but as a team, I know this program has goals too. So how do you guys go about as a group approaching a season like, hey, these are the goals that we want to accomplish as a team?
Yeah, so like obviously the goal's always national title, right? And it is an individual sport, but like the team aspect, it's like really it's like the most team sport you can have because my direct individual performance directly correlates to my team score. It's like the better I perform, the more team points we get, and it's just that along with just supporting all your guys, right? So it's like wrestling's tough. It's just you out there, so a lot of times there's a lot of pressure, and some kids struggle with that part of it. But like something that I saw that was super special with our team was when we were at Navy when Silas lost in the finals. It's like obviously that sucks. But the entire team was right there for him when he walked off the mat. And it's just like this group's something special. Like obviously a loss is tough, but the whole team was right there, patting him on the back, hugging him, telling him like, hey, like you're good, bro. Like it happens. We're good. We're gonna get past this, and it's awesome. We're in a good spot.
How do you guys go about building a chemistry in the wrestling room? You know, because we've seen a lot of that with the football team, some of the other teams, but for wrestling individually, or this sport, how do you guys go about building that kind of chemistry?
Just battling every day. It's something special when you get to go in there and go freaking hard, go to war with these guys, and then walk out and you guys are all buddies again. It's a little different. It's a weird mindset knowing that I'm about to go in here and like me and Trelly last week were freaking scrapping. We went freaking hard. And then afterwards it was like, yeah, that was freaking fun, dude. We went after it. And it's just getting to put time in there, work hard with your guys, fight, scrap, all that, and it just builds you up.
That's cool. So, you know, you come off the national runner-up season and then you redshirt. How do you go about managing the expectations that are just naturally in place for you this season, and just from fans, from I'm sure yourself, this program, just how do you go about managing those types of expectations? You seem like a guy that kind of wants those kinds of expectations and wants that on your back.
Mm-hmm. I really don't think about it. Like I hold myself to a higher standard than anybody else can hold me to. So I kind of do it to myself, but just living up to that standard every day, trying to do all the right things, do the little things right, and then everything else will take care of itself.
So now that you've been through it, you've gotten to the final match that you want to get to. What goes into that for an entire season from now until then that you have to do to be able to put yourself in that position again?
Just doing the little things right, working on little details with the technique, make sure I'm just working hard, and just really just wanting it more than everybody else.
So you said earlier how much you love being in front of Husker Nation. Next time you guys will be out in action, December 16th, 6 o'clock against South Dakota State. How much do you guys want a big crowd out there to cheering you guys on?
Oh, 100%. It's awesome. When you get to run out and it's loud, whole bunch of red, love that. It's great.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you guys back in action again. December 16th against South Dakota State. You can get your tickets on huskers.com/tickets. Rich, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And can't wait to see you guys back in action here in Lincoln.
Heck yeah.
All right, this has been a Cornhusker Conversation presented by Teammates Mentoring Program. Be there for a student in your local school by visiting teammates.org. And make sure you subscribe and like wherever you listen to never miss an episode right here on the Huskers Radio Network podcast.